Hi there, my name is Renette Legace. Today I want to talk about checks and how they can help your business or hurt your business. Checks in particular are still being used as a form of payment that we mail out to our suppliers. Sometimes we pay them online these days, which is great, but a lot of millennials, the youngins, have no clue how to use a check. But we're not going to talk about how to use a check and the proper ways to fill it out and all those little tips. What I want to focus on today is storing those checks. How many people have them on their desk at work or in the top drawer or just somewhere out in the open where everyone can see it or perhaps has access to it? The important part that people misunderstand or don't get is that those checks are gold. You do not realize how easy it is to take money from your account with one of those checks. And yes, you can have two signatures. You can have all those things in place that you're making sure that, oh yes, we've got two signatures on that. It's all good. We don't need to worry about, all the extra checks and balances we have to have in place. Well, yes, you do. I'm going to bring up an example of something I actually experienced in a large corporation. And it was basically a manager had come in, seen the checks on the desk in the accounting office, and really got upset about it. And he went to the boss and complained about it. And just to make his point clear, he grabbed one of those checks in front of the boss, sat there, wrote out a $10,000 check to himself, and signed it himself, to himself, from himself. Now, the company boss, he just laughed. He goes, oh, that'll never go through. You need two signatures. You're not even a signatory on the account. That will not go through at all. Well, a week later, that gentleman comes back in with a check from his account to pay back the $10,000 he had written to himself in front of his own boss. The boss is floored. That is how easy it is to do. I can write a check on someone else's check to myself or to Tom John, and make it out for a large amount and put it into my bank account without his name on it. My debit machine. That debit machine goes to a system, and all they look at is the barcode at the bottom of your check and the amount, and it goes through. There is no people anymore looking at these checks, verifying the account number, the person on the account that's going to. It's all automated. There's just way too much paperwork and checks going through the system for them to have people physically going through these. So that check and balance at the bank is now gone. It is now all on the owner of that checking account to make sure those checks that went through that month prior, that he looks at those. Did it go to the right people? Who signed it? Was it signed by two signatories that they had on that account? Was it an authorized signatory? There's so much being missed. And these checks are your payment option. It's a really important part of business and being able to pay bills and pay your employees. But it's also a big risk if it gets out there and it's left out in the open. No, people are inherently good. They don't want to take from you. I honestly believe that. But when people are in difficult situations, maybe the family member's very ill, they're behind in their payments, they're struggling, and they're thinking, well, just this one time and I'll pay it back. And unfortunately, that's usually how it starts. So don't make it easy for that to happen. Protect your company, protect your money. You've worked hard for this. Things in place such as locking up these checks at night, making sure only certain people have access, and verifying through those bank statements at the next month when you get that bank statement, make sure you get copies of all those checks, the front of the check and the back of the check. Now, why would you want a copy of the back of the check? A lot of people say, well, it went to the person it went to. It said it went to Joe Blow and it went for $3,000 to his account and it cleared. It went to his account. He was paid. I don't understand. Why is he saying he's not paid? You look at the back of the check. Oh, someone else's signature is on the back. And it was put into this debit account at the through an Interact machine. Well, there you go. I can actually deposit Joe Blow's check into my account. It's made out to Joe Blow, but it's going in my account. And unless anybody, especially Joe Blow, puts in a actual report stating it was fraudulent and he never received it, that money is going to go through. So lock up your checks. It's so important. One of the most important things you can do to help protect yourself and your company. If you have any questions, comments, please add them to the bottom of the video. I'd love to add more information, and I will be doing more of these little sessions, and I'll be focusing on different parts of aspects in business over the next little while. So if you have any questions, please contact me, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.